Okay guys, and welcome back to the UCATT YouTube channel, and in today's video we are doing another bracket video. You guys seem to really like my midfielders one, and I actually had this on my video idea list for the week, and then Ryan said he was going to do this, so I'm like, oh well, we'll have the same video for the week, and he's actually already uploaded his, so make sure to go check his out. His link will be in the description, because we're actually using his bracket as well, because I'm like, he's already made a bracket, we might as well use it, and he did give me permission, so yeah, so it's just a pure coincidence that we had the same video idea for the week. I'm not copying. So yeah, you guys should know how it works if you watched the last one. If you didn't, I'll leave a link to that in the description, and yeah, let's get into it. Here we go. So first up, we have Tom Papalii versus Tommy McDonald. It's very tough, but I'm gonna probably base it off the pure facts of their team's success. Tommy Mac is helping his team go, well, 9-0 at the time I'm recording this. They could be 10-0, they could be 9-1 when this comes out. But off the pure fact that, well, they're 9-0. Papalii has been very good this year. The Swans are doing well, but not as good as an undefeated Demon side. Next up, we have the Tomahawk versus Harry Mackay. Now, as I said, I think last episode of Bracket Fights, I am doing this off their 2021 performance, and I'm going, well, he's the Coleman Mega Leaguer at the time I'm recording this again. Harry Mackay, how good has he been for the Blues? Obviously, not winning as many games as the Cats this year, but we're talking individual performance, we're talking Harry Mackay. I know I did just go off Tom McDonald because they're 9-0, but I think Harry Mackay's just at a different level where we don't need to take that into consideration. Next up is Joe Daniher versus Tippe. That's actually a pretty tough one, you know. So Tippe this year has kicked 22 goals, while Joe Daniher has kicked 17. Daniher's averaging 1.7 goals a game, and Tippe is averaging 2.4. I'm actually just going off that because I don't think I've seen enough Brisbane or Essendon to, determine who's been the better forward this year. So I'm gonna go along with the big Tippe. Next up, Tex versus Toby Green. Now, Toby Green has had a very good season, but I'm still going to go with Tex. Purely, he had just such a good start to the season. I think that's going to make up for even his games where he hasn't showed up to his, well, potential, where he's at his ceiling. I'm still going to go Tex Walker. And now into the semi-finals. Tom McDonald versus Harry Mackay. I'm going to go with the current Coleman Medal Leaguer, Harry Mackay. He's just, how good's he been? He's just been so solid in the forward line, and I truly do think even on, a down there Carlton side, he can still win the Coleman. Next up is Tippe versus Tex, and I'm not sure the small forward or the power forward. Let me go back to the goal averages. This is what we're going off. So Tex is actually second in the Coleman right now with 27 goals, and he averages 3.4 a game. So even with his, he had such an incredible start to the season, and even he's still kicking goals week in, week out, Tex, where Tippe is averaging 2.4. So Tex is a better average, Tex more goals. Forwards are supposed to kick goals. I'm going Tex Walker. But for the semi-final, let's get into the grand final. Harry Mackay, Tex Walker. Harry Mackay. That's right, a Carlton player is in the grand final for Bracket Fights. Alright, moving on to the other side of the bracket. We have Cozzy Pickett versus Josh Roos. Cozzy Pickett is a real crowd pleaser. Kicks a goal I can hardly believe it. So Cozzy's kicked 15 goals this season, 25th in the Coleman race, 1.7 average a game. But I think Josh Roos is just doing that a little bit better than him. Yeah, he's third in the Coleman, averaging 3 a game. Josh Roos is pretty self-explanatory. Even though Cozzy is such an exciting player, I'm going to go with Josh Roos. Next up, Aaron Norton versus Matty Tabner of my team. And be rude of me not to go Aaron Norton. He's having a season of his life, isn't he, Aaron Norton? He's very scarily good. 9th in the Coleman, averaging 2.4 goals a game. Tabner is actually 4th in the Coleman with 26 goals, averaging 2.9. I didn't know Tabner was 4th in the Coleman, if I'm being honest. But yeah, Aaron Norton. Even apart from the goals, Norton has just been the better player overall, all around the ground. I think Tabner is still very inconsistent in some parts of his game, and that was a genuine reaction. I was very surprised to see him 4th in the Coleman. We also not long ago saw Norgan kick 4 against the Power, kick 2 against the Blues. He even kicked 3 against the Tigers where they lost by 22 points. He's just such a good player, isn't he, Aaron Norgan? And just to mention, he's now kicked bloody 5 goals against the Saints. Next up, moving on, we have Tim Memories taking on Charlie Dixon. And this is tough because I think Dixon has underperformed from expectations this season, as I think he was my preseason Coleman tip? I think no, it was Jeremy Cameron. But he was up there for one of my selections for a Coleman. But he's not really performing up to expectation I thought of. Memory again's just having a very solid year, and he's, I mean, in, you know, an underperforming Saints side, he's one of their best players, if not their best player at the moment. So I was not expecting. Charlie Dixon is 31st in the Coleman medal. 31st. Then Tim Memory is 37th, but I think Memory's been better all around the ground, and we're going off forwards, but in the forward line, he's been very good, even with goal assists, he's just been fantastic, and I'm going to go Tim Memory, and maybe a bit of an upset, if I'm being honest. Next up, we have Jez Cameron versus Jack Darling, and look, if Jez had played more games, I'd be going him in a heartbeat, but I'm going to go Darling for the pure fact he's been playing most games of the season, if not all of them. I think he may have missed 1 or 2, but yeah, I'm going to go Jack Darling. Next up, we have the Dogs. The Dogs teammates, Josh Bruce versus Aaron Norgan. Is this an upset if I go Aaron Norgan? Because I think Aaron Norgan has been so good. Yeah, that's it. Screw it. I'm going Aaron Norgan. Next up, Tim Memory, Jack Darling. I think Jack Darling is just a very good power forward. He's been better than Tim Memory this season. That's all there really is to it. And now in the semi, Jack Darling, Aaron Norgan. It's a tough match. Actually, no, it's not that tough. Aaron Norgan. I think he's generally been one of the best forwards in the comp this year. I think a lot of people think that as well. I just rate Aaron Norgan so highly. And now in the grand final, Harry Mackay of the Carlton Football Club. There's Aaron Norton of the Western Bulldogs. And I'm gonna go with Harry Mackay. Harry Mackay. I don't know if that's the right decision or not. I'm just gonna be honest, I don't know if that's the right decision or not. But it's what I've gone with here. What has happened to my website? Coleman Liga, he's been kicking bags this season. Norton's been very, very good. I can't deny that. And probably Norton is still there. Like, that's 50-50 for who's going to win that. Such a tough matchup. I've gone with Harry Mackay, though, which I don't know how to feel about. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys for watching this video. I'm going to be doing more bracket fights in the future. Let me know what the next bracket should be on the channel. Leave it in the comments. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Have a good day and see you later.